Mark, you dog. You've made me wait. You've made me wait. And now, I'm about to eat. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. Who's been waiting for this? I've been waiting for this. Water 7. Soka King. Ussop. Versus Luffy. Let's do this. I'm so hyped. Oh my god, I'm so hyped.
A journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step.
Let's get it. What is going on, gang? It's your boy DBGTX-YT, and I am hyped. I am ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this shit. I don't know if I'm ready to see my boy Mark go through this, because this is the arc that defines the man. This is the arc that proves to me that Eiichiro Oda is a genius at what he does. And if you don't like One Piece, I get it. But don't say you dislike One Piece because it's whack. At this point. If you made it up to this point watching One Piece, if you made it up to this point watching my reviews, if you made it up to this point watching Mark's reviews, I can't sit there and agree with anybody that has watched all these episodes and turn around and be like, One Piece is whack. You don't put yourself through shit that you don't like. And if you are doing that, that's your fault. That's that. But here we are, Water 7, one of the greatest arc. I mean, one of the greatest arc in manga anime history. Hands down, from start to finish. I am going to let Mark do the talking. That's all I got to say. Mark, take it away.
This video is brought to you by me.
Let's go.
A whole bunch of other things.
He said, okay, bye. You are... I can't even talk. This guy, he gets me all the time.
When I began my journey
Here we go.
through the extensive catalog of arcs and sagas that make up the story of One Piece, I knew that I'd be greeted by engaging, lovable characters. I knew I would be taken on long and complex stories. And I
Indeed.
knew it was going to be great, but I could have never predicted what was going to happen in this arc and the emotional, character-driven storytelling that made this, for me, a brave, intelligent, and important story specifically
To be
for Shonen
told.
Jump to show its real face.
Let's go. Furaki!
Excruciating arc that left me in an emotional tizzy.
Yeah!
Firmly on the floor. I'm totally not Mark, and these are my first impressions of, thoughts on, and review for the most unexpected arc in One Piece's story for me, and one of, if not, my favorite installment so far.
Let's go! Bro, look. You sound like a broken record, Mark. You sound like a broken record, Mark. You sound like a broken record, Mark. I told you was going to sound like a broken record. This whole journey is going to make you keep saying this. Up to this part, my favorite arc. Up to this part, my favorite arc. Dog. He does not miss. Eiichiro Oda has not missed. Let me know in the comment section up to this point. Has he missed? Please. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Because he don't miss. He doesn't. And this is... Watch. If you want to make a movie out of something, this is probably the best. You can make a movie out of this.
And when someone repeats the same term again and again and again, it starts to lose its meaning. Not only added a much needed sense of levity to the circumstances of that story at the time, but it also provided further insight to mechanics and lore that would be called upon as it continued. And that's sort of what
Truth.
world building is in a nutshell.
I'm aware this is filler.
Painfully obvious that Oda adores this world that he's created, and he fills it with everything his imagination can see fitting in there. And this isn't just for fun, but to establish and to give us, the audience, the impression that this is a real
life world.
With this world.
Oh man, this arc definitely hit the feels, bro.
Wrenchingly real, and I mean that in the best possible of ways. But more on that later. Once again, this story is incredibly impressive in how it establishes what the situations are. It gives the audience a golden changes as the story evolves, and the separate storylines that establish themselves early on, independent of each other, start to intertwine until they clash in what I can only describe as the single most compelling set of chapters I have ever in my life read through. Two major points of contention within the arc come from one singular piece of information and goal that's established and built upon at the very beginning. They need a shipwright because the Merry-Go is struggling with damages. From this single piece of info, we understand that this arc will center around the recruitment of a new crewmate, which in and of itself is exciting, but the means with which Oda weaves this tale is not only compelling, but stupidly effective. So,
he said stupidly effective.
We are introduced to this drunk old woman that is quite literally what nightmares would look like if they took human form, but she does give the crew a letter to pass.
Wow, you bogus as shit!
A seafaring train too, but once again, area he's introduced.
This was really cool. My first time watching this was amazing.
Oda twists on the theme with its wildlife, its culture, and most impressively is of course built around the fact that it has so much water incorporated.
Thank you.
Infectious attention to detail here that makes me just want to leap onto the page and explore these worlds for myself.
It, believe it or not, inspired by Venice, you know, and whatnot. So that's where Oda got his inspiration to build Water 7, obviously, because Venice is a city on water, which is a really cool fact that I knew about this.
Of a great writer, but it's also the sign of a writer who loves the world that he's creating. So much so that I'm certain no one loves this world more than Oda, and it shows. But what made this one so exciting and interesting to watch was that right from the get-go, as they arrive on Water 7, the gang split up into 4 separate groups.
Let me stop that.
Time to inject some conflict, and boy, do we get conflict from the most
immediately
places in this arc. As this cool shipwright Assassin's Creed's his way across the city to check on the Merry-Go, Zoro ends up needing to defend the ship from some evil looters called the Frankie family.
The Frankie family.
But she starts to walk away with it, losing Chopper in the crowd. And it's these chapters that offer setup to later events that most people might not see as highlights. But one aspect that stuck out to me was a particular chapter that covered Sanji's set of affairs. In it, we see the shipwright all-firing and parkouring his way across.
Oh yeah, this dude was all over the place.
We also see Robin being guided away. This is all from Sanji's point of view, and we don't really ever see that in manga. This felt so great to me as it makes the city of Water 7 feel like a real place with all of these things
happening in real time,
rather than a series of separate scenes where characters.
That's what I'm talking about.
But it made the world feel that much more immersive for me. And these paths crossing in front of Sanji set a series of things in motion. The Robin story thread and the Merry-Go story thread.
Right? Here we go.
Thread, the Ussop
the
story.
Ussop story. Let's go! Come on.
Before Luffy, Ussop, and Nami fractured away from the main group, something Oda made sure to express throughout his time writing the stories of Alabasta's saga, Skypia's saga, and even this saga has been how much love and care Ussop gives to the ship. He's always the one repairing it, despite not really knowing how to fully, and he often makes mention of how much the ship itself
needs
to him. It was a gift from someone he deeply, deeply cares for, and so it makes complete sense that that's where his passions lie. And how the next section is paced is honestly brilliant. Having already been foreshadowed
Here we go.
with Zoro, the Frankie family, in an effort to steal the money the Straw Hats have in their possession and fully intend on spending on repairs, nab Ussop and the cases he was carrying. As
wow.
wonder where he's vanished off to, the awesomely designed Assassin's Creed shipwright guy
Yes.
on the state of their ship, and it's fundamentally beyond repair. This is when they notice that Ussop is missing, only to find him beaten and bloodied in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
He panically confesses that they took all the money and that he tried to stop them but couldn't because he was too weak. He resents his efforts because, to him, he now believes that he might have just destroyed their chances of fixing the ship. But obviously, we know at this point that the ship is
beyond repair.
Beyond repairs. Ussop once again staggers and makes his way back to the gang's lookout, and unfortunately gets beaten to within an inch of his life. And as the Straw Hats walk up towards the building, they once again find Ussop, barely hanging on. At this moment,
dude, This was some real shit, bro. Real shit, dude. Real shit. Cause this is essentially this is the proof where Ussop has always been human, and that's the thing. The thing is that he doesn't have special powers. He doesn't have those things, and his character development is a strange phenomenon. To me, I love his character development. And these are the things that set him apart, because it's like he knows his limits, and at times he doesn't give a fuck, even though it's not like Luffy, who the main character can turn around and say I don't give a fuck and surpass his limits, and somehow he'll come out on top. Unless it's by design that he's supposed to lose that time or something. But he still ends up coming out on top. Side characters, not really. This right here, this shit hits home, man. This shit hits home. I damn near fucking cried when I saw his ass get stomped the hell out, man.
Luffy to bring balance to the world right now, or I'm going to explode.
Right?
Does he do just that? It is awesome. This particular scene had a lot in common for me with Nami's moment from Arlong Park. Luffy avenging a crew member and friend. And this one is incredibly cathartic too, but something is hanging in the air. A certain piece of news that won't go over well with Ussop.
Wow.
This next section of the story is without an ounce of sarcasm, jest, or hyperbole, perfect to me. The motivating factors, the character, the dialogue. Oh, the dialogue.
Oh, the dialogue.
The physical conflict.
I gotta... Damn it, I keep stopping. But yes, this whole entire transaction right here is perfect. There's no other words to describe it. First time seeing it, first time reading it. I think he's gonna say it when it gets there. Watch, you'll see.
This section made me feel a way I don't think I've ever felt while consuming manga or anime. With how things went and is ready to move on with things, but Ussop is the only one unaware of the Merry Go's current state. And this uncomfortable tension hanging in the air once Ussop asks why Luffy is so dead set on going with a new ship. At this point in the conflict, I was incredibly nervous.
It's straightforward.
The conversation that takes place felt more real than some of the conversations I hear on the street. It felt so raw. In this scene, there's very little action. Really, it's wall-to-wall dialogue, and it had me gripped with every single
anxiety, bro. Anxiety went through me, dog. That's all I can say. Anxiety went through me, dog. Like pure anxiety, dog. Pure anxiety.
Know these characters work. This scene didn't have to make up a forced reason for them to fight like Zoro and Luffy did in Whiskey Peak. This didn't have a vague conversation to create fake tension like the King had with Koza in Alabasta. These two characters spoke and acted like real people. This is the best character writing I've ever seen in manga. It's pretty much perfect. It feels like a real argument between real people.
Real friends.
That they are acting like we would expect them to if this was taking place in the real world. I just adore the moment when Luffy completely loses it, almost verbalizing something before Sanji cuts him off with a kick. And for Luffy to immediately regret saying that afterwards felt even more real. Conversations like this happen in real life, and they ruin relationships. There are real consequences to what you say or don't say in these cases, and now, disillusioned and feeling alienated by Luffy, Ussop challenges Luffy to a fight. What follows is equally as good, continuing the tension of the prior, only this time focusing on the action and strategy surrounding Ussop fighting Luffy. And once again, it's amazing. This is easily my favorite fight in the entire series, without question, and if that's an unpopular opinion, I swear to God, I'm gonna lose faith in humanity.
It's not.
So invested.
It's not, bro. It's not. This will never change. This opinion for you will never change. Because the fact is, I've watched this journey up to the point that we're at right now, and there's still not a fight that stands out like this. I'm not saying that because there aren't high-level fights or better fights. It's the whole wrap-up. The whole entirety of this portion, it's just... Mwah! Fuck! Oh, God, this is beautiful.
and uncertain how a fight was going to end. And I don't just mean the physical fight. This is a battle of prides and outlooks. And the best part is that I can see and understand the points of view of both characters. Characters are in very difficult circumstances with very difficult things to talk about, and it's situations like this that make for the best scenes. And the circumstances that ensue during this battle are fantastic. Uncharacteristically unafraid and defiant, Ussop takes advantage of the deep understanding he has of Luffy, totally unknowing everything he has on the rubber man, including many twists and turns.
Yeah!
As a reader off guard, juxtaposing how terrible he looked right after the attack by the Frankie family with how confident and sure of himself he is to Wayne, and that's when it starts to get hard to watch. With some fantastic symbolism in the rain making the ship look as though it were crying, Luffy deals the finishing blow to Ussop and walks away declaring that he can have the ship if he wants it. It's tragically sad. Luffy has been up until this point steadfast in his orders and decisions, but for a split second, in a moment he's trying to keep private, pushing his hat over his face, we see him begin to break. He's human at the end of the day, and he just can't afford to be unsure if he's the captain. Echoed in a quote from Zoro that is perfectly in character for him to say, "If you waver, who can we trust?" Comparatively small altercation between a captain and his crewmate, more than any other anime for me, has explored in surprising detail what it means to be a leader and what the cost of leadership sometimes needs to be. And everything that the crew says or does not say in these scenes is informed by their characters also. This isn't just the Ussop and Luffy episodes. It's about everyone else too. Chopper has to grapple with the morality of helping Ussop after the battle. Sanji recognizes a fault in what Luffy was about to do and say and kicks it. Nami in this scene wants everything to return to normal. Zoro recognizes that perfectly that needs to happen also. Every single thing in this scene is believable, tragic, and more important than anything else. It's important to realize that it achieves this intense a scene because everything in it makes sense. And before I move on, one thing I haven't ever really mentioned yet about the manga that I absolutely love is that at the beginning of each volume, it lists the name of characters and factions contained within each installment. And for the first time since he joined the crew, Ussop is listed on his own outside of the Straw Hats crew. I'm not gonna lie, this broke my heart.
There was nothing like it, man. Nothing like it. You gotta understand. He nailed it. This guy nailed it, bro. Nailed it. I got nothing else to say. This fucking brought a tear to my eye just now. Swear to God. You know can shit get worse? That is the question. Like, can shit get worse?
Something One Piece does that always makes sure I'm invested is that it utilizes well-established characters like Ussop and now Robin in this instance as both a motivating force for the characters and as an incentive for me, the reader, to keep moving. It's a Luffy and Nami.
This right here, though.
Apparently, he's the mayor of the town and seems like a likable stand-up dude. Well, I didn't know even here they were setting up ground. CP9 masked figure came out of the shadows. CP9. I suspected immediately, naturally, that something was up, but I had no idea she'd turn out to be an official member of a secret government group. That while Ussop and Luffy were duking it out, CP9 and the rest of them had infiltrated and made an attempt on Mr. Iceberg's life. And as Luffy and the gang wake up from their night's sleep in the inn, they are met with conflict after conflict. Their first conflict comes from the leader of the Frankie family.
Frankie! Frankie!
Which, and fun, he stole all the money and spent it all too. Which, when I honestly read that at first, a little part of me died inside. But what really got me was what happens next. Iceberg wakes up after being shot several times, only to point the finger at the Straw Hat crew.
That is right, that did happen.
Ussop is now estranged. Robin is a cutthroat for some government organization. All the Straw Hats are being persecuted for this action on behalf of the entire city. To put the icing on the cake, a massive tidal surge is about to happen in the city tonight. And furthermore, what I love is that despite all of these major story beats hitting hard, Ussop doesn't just let Ussop be forgotten until he's needed again.
True.
A massive tidal surge that's to be expected tonight without hurting his pride. There are so many little things like this that are being juggled in this arc that Oda not only keeps track of, but also delivers compelling scene after compelling scene with. He didn't need to have this scene with Sanji and Chopper. He could have just had Usopp make some random mention in the next scene that he appears in that he saw that the tide was changing. But he instead made a character choice. He asked himself, what would these characters do? That's been the theme from the very beginning.
From the very beginning.
Trust and loyalty should be honored, and how their dynamics
Love it. I love it.
Should you trust your captain when he breaks what you perceive to be his loyalty to a ship? Should you rely on your crew when you're faced with a massive underworld government organization? Both Robin and Usopp have believable motivations guiding their choices in this arc, and it's so well done, I can't help but sit back and marvel. After alerting Usopp, Sanji decides to go walk around the city without saying why to Chopper, who then goes to reconvene with the rest of the Straw Hats. Just when I thought the story was lacking...
Like I said, and I'll continue saying this. Hit after hit after hits. My boy Oda does not miss.
Twist and surprise to catch me off guard. As it happens, the Secretary and 3 of the town's famous shipwrights, including that really cool Assassin's Creed long square
Assassin's Creed
CP9 entire time.
Oh yeah! Here we go!
It to be them at all. When I first saw that one of them was wearing a feathery sort of outfit, it reminded me of the ensemble Doflamingo wore. If you were to ask me before this reveal, I
thought it was
all of my bets
on Doflamingo. Wow.
All of that, we finally start to get some answers surrounding the story of Nico Robin, the poneglyphs, and what the Pluton is that Crocodile was after in the first place. It turns out it's a battleship, a massive weapon that if wielded could bring about destruction on a worldwide scale. So, needless to say, it makes sense as to why he keeps those private, and I also really like the reasoning why just destroying them isn't an option for them either. It's important to make sure that if something does rise up, the Pluton could be its equalizer. These blueprints for the Pluton that Iceberg was in possession of are a wonderful little plot point in the background that I'm guessing will be an overarching plot thread for many more arcs to come.
You dog you! You dog you!
That almost died out. She's the last one and therefore the only one with the ability to read the poneglyphs, making her, in the eyes of the government, dangerous if she isn't working for them to bring the weapon to their possession.
Wow.
This is my first taste of proper large-scale world politics playing a role in the One Piece story, and it made it feel all the more intense because of it. The scope has never been larger. No longer is this a self-contained arc.
No, this is
big.
This is big, bro. Big, dog.
And denounces her allegiance to the Straw Hats straight to their faces when confronted by them in the act. Once again, reinforcing the themes of loyalty and friendship by having Robin seemingly cast such things to the side. However, after they discover the blueprints to the ship have been hidden elsewhere, she is told to take her leave to the last train to Ennis Lobby before the enormous tide arrives at midnight. While this also adds a massive amount of tension to the occasion, as Ennis Lobby is a place of no return apparently,
right?
There's also a time limit involved now with the tide. And to add tension on top of tension, the CP9 agents, former shipwrights, take out Zoro and Luffy with just absurd ease, sending them flying across the city. But they don't kill them. Helping these guys, it's honestly an incredibly complicated situation to get a hold of.
Holy shit.
Oda has a reason for that too. As it happens, Robin isn't bad and doesn't feel uncaring towards them at all. In fact, she loves them. Her only condition on working for CP9 was that her friends would be spared. And spared they were. In this arc, everything is slowly falling into place.
Oh yeah, she did ask for that.
Iceberg's confidant, the person he entrusted the Pluton blueprints to, was none other than
Flicky! Super!
Robin boarding. How much I love these damn characters. I mean, there's this spectacular scene where Frankie is just chilling and reminiscing with Usopp the merry-go. How the ship was staying together for them because it loved them, and how he needs to accept the fate of that ship too. Switching from an antagonistic force to a main good guy character is a thing to pull off. But he does so by being so damn charismatic, regaling Usopp with an explanation for the vision he saw in the jungles of Skypiea, that it was in fact the spirit of the ship struggling to stay together for them because it really truly cared about them, which not only humanizes the ship but also allows us to be thankful towards Frankie for sharing that information so kind-heartedly to Usopp, who's clearly struggling with it. Through this, we learn that Frankie is actually a really chill and honest, responsible guy. Obviously, the word honest is in quotation.
Honest.
That we get a fantastically compelling backstory for
I don't think honest is the word, bro.
The blueprints, he grew up under the man who made the seafaring train, and that guy was the one who made Goldie Roger's ship. And what's more is that the antagonist from the government in that flashback that killed his father figure, Tom, is now behind the CP9 situation at Ennis Lobby. See what I mean with all of these seemingly unrelated plot threads developing in real time and clashing with each other in natural ways? Well, it just keeps happening. The CP9
it just keeps happening.
Both Frankie and Ussop, but not before sending the merry-go crashing to the sea below. Which not only makes me want these guys to be eviscerated from existence, now they're on the train with Robin. It's moments like this that make me think, God, it's so difficult to choose a favorite among these characters. They're all so perfectly realized that
they're all perfectly written.
Ways, but I think when I turned the page and realized that Sanji all this time had been waiting outside the train for Robin to arrive and leave in, I might have fallen in love with him there and then. But I just adore Sanji. He's the perfect blend of flawed, cool, and he absolutely drives the plot forward in ways few other characters do in this series.
Damn it. I thought I had you. I thought I had you with Ussop. You a Sanji stan, Mark? A Sanji stan? You've broken my heart. I guess.
Might be the best set piece idea in all of One Piece I've experienced so far. It's straightforward to understand in that Sanji needs to make his way through the train cars to reach Robin, Usopp, and Frankie. There's a clear goal for Luffy and the rest of the crew to pursue them in order to give Sanji backup. There's a built-in time limit as they are about to arrive at Ennis Lobby shortly. The gang is separated, the villains are together, and the motivations are clear. Save Robin, save Usopp, and save Frankie before the blueprints fall into the wrong hands. And why I love this isn't just because it's a clever plan on behalf of Sanji, it's that it also highlights why this particular action sequence is so interesting and fun in the first place.
Yes.
Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Chopper, the Water 7 shipwrights, and the Frankie family are following in another train behind them. And because there's only one train track, it means that anything that is cut loose will eventually have to be dealt with by Luffy and the gang as they chase their friends.
Oh!
Creative sequence, and the best part is still to come. Sanji saved Frankie. Wanting to help out Robin after understanding the situation, Usopp still felt tremendous shame, and so, instead of running away, he decided to disguise himself as
Soga King! Soga King! Soga King!
Eventually, we understand that Usopp wouldn't want to face the team after what he had said and done. But what I found really subtle but great is that earlier in the train car fight, Sanji makes a passing remark about all the people he just took out only having costumes and masks on them, which he says directly to Usopp. So not only does Usopp have the motivation to create this disguise in the first place, but he also knew where to get the materials for it, which Oda didn't need to do, but it shows the insane level this man operates on. And speaking of details, remember when I mentioned when Usopp left the crew after his fight with Luffy that Oda took him out of the manga character breakdown Straw Hat group? Well, now he took out Usopp entirely
and put him as Soga King,
which is hilarious. I just adore stuff like that, and this reinforces the notion.
You mad dog, you. You mad dog, you. Okay. Look, first of all, let's go ahead and cover the bases. As you guys know, this is extremely long. So, yeah, look. Bottom line of it all, Water 7 isn't really an arc that encompasses everything in the sense of fulfilling the arc from start to finish, because it connects to a different one. But it's so big that you can't cover it in one shot. So I understand why his video literally cuts Water 7 and his lobby into two parts in that sense. What I definitely enjoy is the fact that now people are starting to get the idea that unlike all other mangas and anime, One Piece has living, breathing characters that even when they're off screen, things are happening. And due to the things happening and whatnot, those factors equal an expansive story that even when you're just reading what you're reading, still in the back of your head, you're still thinking about, oh, when is this going to happen? Or when is this going to become a part of the story? You know, or when is this going to be brought back up? So ultimately, high praise to Oda for that, and high praise to the way he develops characters, because obviously the Usopp versus Luffy fight to me is still the greatest fight, basically because it feels like a real fight in real life against a real best friend, you know, things like that. Not forced, like Mark said at the end of the day. And the whole setup, the whole thematic of Water 7 is not my favorite arc, by all means, but everything that it has in it means a lot to me, if that makes any sense. So overall, that's all I got. That's what I'll leave it at. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure if you guys did, slap that thumbs up. Continue coming through, watching me enjoy my friend's journey. And we're going to continue on this beat every week, every Thursday, right after his video drops. My reaction is here, baby. Y'all already know. Holla at your boy, DBGTX. I'm out.